In this video, we're taking a look at the new best settings here in Modern Warfare 3 Season 2. If you are drastically trying to improve your aim, accuracy, and gun skill, you came to the right video. I've made some changes under the aim assist as well as sensitivity categories that are going to be transforming your gameplay. If that sounds good to you, feel free, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn those post notifications, and as always, shout notification squad. If you guys want to shout out, make sure you guys comment Noti Gang down in the comment section below. All right, as you guys can see here, I play with an Xbox Elite controller on PC with one paddle on the back set up for jumping. I'm gonna add this right now. These settings are gonna work no matter what controller, no matter what console you guys are playing on. Xbox Elite, PS4, PS5, Scuff, Battle Beaver, it does not matter. These settings are going to work. I like Xbox Elite because they are an OEM Plus product and they are very durable. I've been using these same controllers for literally 5+ years now and I've not had any issues. The only issue I've had is me breaking them myself from actually dropping it off my desk. So if you're looking for a nice controller, I do have Xbox Elites linked in this video. If you guys do use my link, it does help me out, but you don't have to. Now, what you also want to do here is switch your button layout to tactical. Tactical is amazing here in Modern Warfare 3, even if you are playing on a controller that does have paddles on the back. This is going to remap the crouch and prone button, allowing you to press down on the thumbstick to go to the crouch and prone, and you're going to be able to aim down sight while you're at it, allowing you to perform a drop shot a hell of a lot easier. You've seen this in my gameplays multiple times, especially at closer ranges. It's going to allow you to win more gunfights, and I know that's something you all want to get done within Modern Warfare 3. Now, what you also want to do here is turn off controller vibration. We don't want any type of controller play, stick play when we are playing the game. The only thing we're going to focus on is winning gunfights at longer ranges and being accurate so we can get the fastest TTKs possible, because this game does have a slower time to kill. Now, the dead zone inputs are going to be basically dependent on your controller and your controller health. Luckily for Xbox Elites, we do not suffer from a lot of stick drift, or at least I haven't, so you're really not gonna have to mess with this, which is a massive W. Now, for the aim, you guys can see here, I've made some changes under the horizontal as well as vertical stick sensitivity. If you have been fine-tuning your settings, you have been kind of getting more used to Modern Warfare 3, I do recommend bumping up your sensitivity, especially if you are playing Warzone or planning on playing Warzone like I am, when Rebirth Island does return. I used to play on a 6 sensitivity. I've now increased it to a 7. I do plan on actually trying to bump this up to at least an 8 or a 9 once Rebirth Island does release, but for now I'm getting used to the high sensitivity setting. I know that's very weird because I've been a huge advocate of lower sensitivities. I still am. Now, if you are struggling with your aim, accuracy, and gun skill, there is going to be that sensitivity window of that 4 to 6 category. I do recommend staying here if you are still trying to figure out how you can win gunfights at longer ranges to the best of your ability. Now, to help that out, the ADS sensitivity in multiplayer is something you're going to have to adjust. Because I am playing on a high sensitivity, some of you guys might be playing on higher than I am, I do like to go ahead and compensate with a 0.55 ADS sensitivity in multiplayer. Now, if you are running that 4 to 6 window, you can go ahead and put this at 0.75. 0.75 and 0.6 are going to be a nice range here, which is going to be allowing you to be a little bit more accurate and have less stick play. Now, because I've been bumping up my sensitivity, like I said previously, I've been compensating by going ahead and reducing this so I'm a little bit more accurate at longer ranges. Now, to go ahead and help that out even more, I do actually go ahead and run the dynamic sensitivity setting. This is going to be the aim assist response curve type with the settings that I've actually listed. This is going to allow you to go ahead and be a little bit more accurate at longer ranges and pretty much give the controller players aimbot. A lot of people like to go ahead and throw out that controllers are like aimbot here in Modern Warfare 3. They are very good, especially when you set up your settings properly, and having that 4-6 window with dynamic is literally going to be like glue on the sticks. Point and shoot, it's going to be aiming for you, quite literally. I will be dropping a new video going over how to center and snap aim, because they did go ahead and adjust the accuracy as soon as you actually zoom in now, so it's even better than it was before, believe it or not. So definitely get on the dynamic with that 4 to 6 window, and if you have been going ahead and fine-tuning your aim, accuracy, and gun skill, feel free to go ahead and bump it up to 7.7. 0.55 with dynamic. You're gonna really enjoy it. These are gonna be all the settings that I've actually changed under the aim assist and aiming category here. Now I still have on obviously target aim assist, and I am running Black Ops. Black Ops is going to be fundamental here. If you're not running Black Ops, I don't know what you're doing. Default, I was a huge default advocate back in Modern Warfare 2, but at Modern Warfare 3 here, Black Ops with dynamic and going ahead and ironically bumping up your sensitivity settings is going to be the move here. Is you're going to be a lot more accurate at longer ranges, but at the same time you could still turn on people at close range. So definitely go ahead and make these settings if you're looking to speed up your gameplay, but at the same time still be laser accurate. Now for the gameplay settings, I do have automatic tactical sprint turned on. I have this on because I want to be able to get around the map a lot faster, and this is going to allow me to do so because I don't have to constantly go ahead and, you know, press unnecessary buttons here. This is going to be like kind of that quality of life, ease of use type of setting that I went ahead and switched out. You don't have to do this, but I personally like to go ahead and, you know, have this enabled. And then everything else here is gonna be pretty much the same. I've not messed with any of these settings here that are already by default are not hindering my gameplay. They're not making things annoying. They're not making things difficult. So I just go ahead and leave them all alone. The only thing that I do recommend going ahead and swapping out is gonna be that automatic tac sprint. Make sure this is actually, you know, switched if you want to speed up your gameplay. Now, under the graphic settings, I do recommend playing on a higher FOV. The range of 100 to 120 is going to be perfect here in Modern Warfare 3, especially if you couple it with the affected ADS field of view. Do not play on independent. Infected is going to go ahead and mirror whatever FOV you have, so in a way your guns are going to look like they have no recoil. If you're ever wondering how people can control the recoil, it looks like their game has literally no recoil, it's because they're playing on a higher FOV with the affected ADS FOV. Now I'm telling you guys this right now, if you are running a higher sensitivity, you definitely want to switch this to affected and at least a 100. It's gonna make a world of difference in your gameplay. It's gonna be like an on-off switch. It's gonna be turned off, obviously, if you don't have this, you know, equipped, but once you turn it on, you're gonna see a drastic improvement to your aim, accuracy, and gun skill in multiplayer. It's going to be immediate, not one of those things you have to kind of learn. You're going to immediately see an improvement. I know a lot of people definitely think that's going to be a huge W when going ahead and changing some settings. And some settings you have to go ahead and change and then kind of, you know, work your way up to get used to it. This is something you change and you're immediately going to start tearing shit up. But definitely go ahead and do so. Everything else here, I've not went ahead and made any adjustments to under this category. But for the camera, make sure you guys have world motion blur turned off and definitely weapon motion blur turned off. This is going to completely mess up your gameplay. This is a setting that, again, once you turn it off, you're going to see a massive improvement, which is a huge W because the game is not going to be as fuzzy, it's not going to be as grainy, and overall be able to see people, especially if they are in darker corners or if they're moving quite quickly around the map. Kind of like how I'm trying to, you know, get you guys to play, because these settings are geared to speeding up your gameplay. Do not sleep on the audio settings. They don't call me ears for nothing. If you guys are having some trouble hearing footsteps, locating where gunfire is, I do recommend playing on the headphones bass boosted. I use Astro A40TR headsets. They are a very old headset, but they have been working for years and I absolutely love them. I'm able to hear footsteps, gunfire, pinpoint where people are at without the use of UAV because I'm running a headset with headphone bass boost. It's gonna make a world of difference. If you have a surround sound stereo system, headphone bass boosted is actually still a viable option. It's gonna go ahead and boost up all those audio cues, making you a more immersed player. Everything else here is gonna be pretty much the same. I have everything turned up except chat volume. Only reason I have this at 50% is because in game, when I'm playing, I just want to be able to hear the gameplay. I don't really want to be hear people going ahead and, you know, turning on their microwave, vacuuming, you know, all the nonsense people do in game chat nowadays. The controllers have microphones on them, so you literally hear everything that's going on in the house. I don't need to hear that full volume. 50% is enough. But everything else here is gonna be the same. I've not changed anything else. You know, everything, you know, that has been changed besides one, I will show it, is the push to talk. I've push to talk enabled because, you know, obviously if I'm recording, making content, I don't want to go ahead and disturb other people's gameplay. See, I'm trying to be considerate. I wish other people were like that. You know, I get on the game and, you know, people are vacuuming and shit and going crazy, but, you know, I ain't like that. So definitely go ahead and make these changes. Headphone bass boosted and turn it all the way up. And finally, for the interface settings, the only thing I have adjusted here is I've switched my mini map to square. Guys, if you don't have this on square, make the change right now. Sometimes the game does load it up by default with the circle. Square is going to be a lot easier because you'll be able to see a larger picture of the mini map, and it's also going to be easier to read. If you guys want a dedicated video on how you guys can read and interpret the mini map and figure out where people are at without use of a UAV, I can go ahead and make that, but it's only going to be possible if you have square enabled. I'm telling you this right now. This is another setting where once you make the change, you're going to see an immediate improvement to your gameplay. So definitely go ahead and do that. Everything else here is me pretty much the same. Not made any changes. The telemetry has been disabled for me, at least, because I don't want to go ahead and have all that stuff on my screen. I have to have my gameplays clean, but nonetheless, everything is going to be the same here. I've not made any changes under this category. These are going to be the best settings here in Modern Warfare 3 Season 2. Definitely go ahead and make some adjustments under your sensitivity as well as your aim assist response curve type. If you guys are trying to go ahead and take your game to the next level, speed it up, do recommend going ahead and bumping it up. If you're on that 4 to 5, try out that 6. If you're on 6, bump it up to 7, but make sure you guys switch to dynamic and also adjust your asymmetry multiplier just so you guys can have less stick play in your controller with those long range engagements. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free, drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, let me know down in the comment section if these settings help you out. Catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.